Hey guys, Steve Morales here, and today this video is on proper deadlift technique. Now I'm not actually using a barbell or anything like that. I wanted to do a video where I'm showing an item that you might actually pick up. Typically you're not just going to be at home picking up something that has a bar like you are at the gym. So this is just a video showing the different angles on a sandbag and then a med ball. So I'm going to cover a handful of different key points here. With this particular one, big thing that I want to show from this angle is the fact that my back is flat. Okay, so we don't want a curvature on our back, right? That just means that's going to be a ton of pressure on our lumbar spine or lower back. So that's a big one with this. As far as setting up for the movement, I'm going to come up to the item, whatever it is, a sandbag, a bag of mulch, a box, and I'm going to get my feet shoulder width apart. I'm going to reach down, and I want that item to have a combined center of gravity or close to with myself. I don't want to be pulling at an angle because I can't really keep my back flat like that. As soon as I bend forward and down in this position, actually right here, you're going to see that my feet are shoulder width apart, but when I bend down to pick that up, I'm going to keep my arms straight, and I don't actually want there to be a huge bend because then there's just going to be pressure on my biceps. I'm going to end up using my biceps more than my back. Once I'm set, my shoulders are actually pulled back into the socket. Arms are straight, slight bend to the knees, my back is flat. I'm going to push off my heels. Now I'm going to keep the center of gravity or the pressure off my heels. I don't want to drive off my heels too much to where my toes pop out, but I do want to push off them. And then I'm going to use all the musculature in my hamstrings, glutes, and back to actually lift that item up. Now, glutes are going to be a big one in hamstrings too. Some people don't necessarily feel that. They rely too much on the lower back, and then that's where it becomes a risk. Big thing here, too, is that you actually don't want to torque your spine. So if I'm lifting something up, I don't want to rotate at the same time. Typically, I want to lift that item up, then I can turn and actually carry on or take this or walk with this, whatever I'm going to do. But don't do it at the same time. That's how you hurt your back. And I've actually done that before I had studied up on how to properly deadlift and all of that. Now I'm doing it with a med ball. Here I'm going to bring it there, and I'm actually going to roll it up my chest, put it on my shoulder. So this would be kind of like slinging it up onto your shoulder. This position here is actually just a wrist grip that we do in MoveNat. And this would be if I was just going to carry it, and then I might, like I said, sling it up over my shoulder. Depends on the item how I'm going to do that. Now, if it was a sandbag, I wouldn't actually just roll it up my shoulder. I would literally just clean it up to my shoulder. This particular item I could roll up. And then I'm going to come all the way back down from here. And then we'll go right back down with that proper deadlift form. Now, when you're going down, it should look exactly like when you're going up. You shouldn't have a huge curve in your back either when you're going down, and sometimes people do that, and then that's where they end up getting hurt. They think they've already done the lift, so they go back down with a curved back, and they end up hurting themselves doing that. And then I'm going to show you from the front right here, and I had this in slow-mo just because I wanted to see everybody to see the key points in the movement. I know it can be hard if it's going too fast. We'll walk up to the item, feet shoulder width apart, and we kind of push the hips back, and that's another key point too, is that the hips are going to go back. We call it a hip hinge, right? Hips fold back, slight bend in the knees. My knees aren't locked or straight, but I'm also not doing a squat. Back is parallel with the ground, and then I'm going to essentially stand up, and we call it pocketing the movement sometimes, where this item or my hands come right to where my pockets are at. From here, I'll roll it up, get that wrist grip again. And there's a multitude of grips. I just wanted to stick with this one because it's pretty basic. And then from there I can actually roll it up to my shoulder. Boom, just like that. So this was proper deadlift technique, and like I said, I wanted to show you guys how to do it with an item that's not a barbell. You can actually use this at home to protect your back, and that's usually the most common injury I see is somebody was at home lifting something too heavy or with improper form, turned, and then their back gave out on them. So if you have any comments or anything, just do that below. And thanks again for watching. This is Steve Morales. Bye.